What's going on, you guys? So, really slow week in boxing. Slow week in boxing, but I seen there's a couple of things that I want to talk about in this video, but I seen something to where they was going to announce the fight today at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium opener or something like that. Is going to announce the Spence Crawford fight. Supposed to be a Fox event though. This is what people are saying. This is a bunch of bullshit. Okay, I just figured I'd leave it in this video for you guys. Just don't believe the bullshit, man. I'll be highly surprised if they do announce it or something like that. But at this point, what's today's date? Today's date is September 11th. Wow, it's 9/11 today. So still no word on that fight between Errol Spence Jr. But people still talking about it as if it's going to happen. And Amir comes out and says that Errol Spence will be easy work. Yeah, that's right, easy work. Wow. There's a staggering amount of people favoring Bud Crawford going into this fight with Errol Spence Jr. And if I'm honest, people know what they're talking about. They know what they see. Like it says here, Spencer Crawford. Okay, so I'm going to go with my boy Crawford. Now we know Amir Khan and Terence Crawford. They became they fought each other back in, was it 2019? I believe it was 2018. They fought each other and they became friends, right? So Amir Khan's opinion is pretty biased, but Amir Khan fought some of the best fighters in the world, right? Olympic silver medalist, fought pretty much a who's who throughout his career. Whether he won or lost, been in there with Canelo Alvarez, just some of everybody, right? So he knows what he's talking about. But he says in that fight, we've seen Spence get caught and get routed, but with Crawford, no one's ever seen him get hurt. Now that's kind of bullshit, Amir, right? We've seen Bud get hurt in fights. We've seen him get hurt. You know, he's not like invincible, right? He says he's beating guys with speed, he's beating guys with power, and he's beating guys that were good boxers. He's beating guys that were good fighters, and so has Spence. I feel that Crawford has the upper hand in that fight. I think it'll go the distance, but I think it'll be easy work for Crawford because he'll just box him. I see Spence coming at him, running at him, and putting pressure on. One thing about Crawford is he's good. He's a good back foot fighter as well. Yeah, and when we watching Bud, even in the Porter fight, most recent example, I mean, he was really good off the back foot. Really, really good off the back foot. And he was pivoting well, and he gave Sean Porter a lot of problems, right? Gave Sean Porter a lot of problems. And he says, me and Crawford did a couple of rounds in a fight and sparred together. One thing about Crawford is he's a genuinely nice guy he is. When I was in camp in the mountains, when I left Omaha, Nebraska to Colorado Springs just to be part of the team, just to help me and go for runs and stuff, he was so much a big help. Then he came to the UK with me. Yeah, it was so good to have him there. So, I mean, really, he just favoring his boy to win the fight, right? Favoring Terence Crawford to win the fight. He said it'll be easy work because shit, he's really good off the back foot. And we just need to get this damn fight. We just need to get this fight on the road. September 11th today. Still no word on what's going on with it or if it's even going to happen. Canelo Triple G is this week. So you figure after September 17th, I mean, are you guys waiting till October to announce this fight? Who knows what the hell is really going on with it? But I seen a tweet from Terence Crawford the other day, right? And I think it was somewhat controversial because a lot of people, some people seem to disagree with it. But for me, it's real shit, right? It's real shit. And he says this: we got to stop telling our kids they can be whatever they want to be when they grow up, because that's definitely not true. Yeah, that sounded pretty right in your face, right? This is a tweet that Terence Crawford had the other day. And I thought it was pretty interesting because you really can't be anything you want to be, right? And that's just the reality of it. When you was growing up as a kid, right, you always, you wanted to be this, you wanted to be that. But when you became an adult, it's usually something totally different. By the time you reach adulthood, your whole mentality changes. It's something totally different. But as far as telling a child, that's kind of, you don't want to crush your child's hopes and dreams, right? You don't want to do anything like that, right? You don't want to crush a young kid's hopes and dreams and tell them that they can't do it because they may not be big enough, they may not be tall enough. You don't want to do that, right? But you don't want to lie to them either. Let's be honest. If you're not a guy that's over a certain height, you likely won't get an NBA, regardless of how good you are. That's just the reality of the situation. There's a lot of giant dudes in the NBA, and even a guy that's 6'4", which is normally tall, he looks really small on a basketball court, right? So, yeah, it's gonna be really hard, So you really can't. The best way, because he got some backlash from that statement. From when I read the tweet, he got some backlash for it. Some people agree. I agree because you really can't be whatever you want to be. That's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, not to say you can't be what you want to be, but it just depends, right? You may have to have the right guidance to get to such goal, right? Or you may need to know the proper steps or the dedication, the discipline, the hard work it takes to reach your goal that you want to achieve, even from when you was a kid. But back when I was a kid, man, from what I can remember, first grade, I wanted to be a fireman, right? I thought that was pretty cool. But as I got older, it just changed, right? Not to say I never could have been a fireman, but I don't think that I ever even asked my mom or told my mom, Mama Shido. I don't think she ever told me that that's not even really something that never really came across. And Crawford said the same thing on a tweet because he was going back and forth with the fans he was going back and forth about this. And his mom never told him that he could be whatever he want to be, And I don't even think I even brought that up, to be honest with you. But it's all about how you would tell your child something like that. This is a little off topic, I know, but y'all can give me that shit. Fuck, I got over 2,000, 2,500 boxing videos and shit. Give me this one. But I thought it was a pretty interesting topic, interesting subject. How would you tell your child if they wanted to do something? Would you just tell them, oh man, you could be whatever you want to be? You could be an astronaut, you could be a scientist, you could be a scholar, you could be a basketball player, you could become the president, but maybe that's a little too, direct, right? Just like, nah, you ain't gonna really be able to do that. You may want to just do something like this. Some instances, I don't want to get too deep, but yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I think it will be how you explain it, because I do agree with what Crawford's saying. You just really can't. You're not gonna be what you want to be. Things change as time goes, and if you want to be some type of athlete, especially a basketball player, there's only guys like Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, Nate Robinson. You have to be those guys were extraordinarily talented to even thought about getting picked up in the NBA. Allen Iverson, he was 6 foot tall, pretty average, pretty decent sized height for a normal society. But on the NBA court, he looked like a really small guy. He was extremely good though. So it's and how many guys you see, and when we just looking at basketball, because when you knew a lot of guys growing up that was extremely fucking good on the court, right? Just ball you out the fucking court, right? But he never got to get the height. He never made it to the NBA. He became a D-League type player. He never, just for whatever reason, what I'm saying? Maybe his height, so you really, it may not work out that way for you. And something else may be destined for you, right? Like for me, example, I never even thought that I'll be on social media with fucking 2 channels, all this stuff, right? I'm not even a social person like that, but I turned into one out of nowhere. You know, I didn't come on YouTube to be talking. I came on here to create content and do highlights and stuff like that. But here I am. You know what I'm saying? So you never really know, man. It's all on how you will tell your child. In my opinion, it's all on how you tell them. You could just tell them the proper steps to reach such goal. And as time moves on, you know, they change and things change. Their mentality change. They may, like Crawford kids, they little wrestlers, right? They may want to become MMA fighters. Usually that's kind of what happens with wrestlers. They typically they become MMA fighters later on. But he might want to become a boxer like his dad, or he might want to play football. He may become a great football player out of nowhere. So you just really never know, man. Things change and stuff like that. I mean, people gave him a little heat for him coming out with something so direct. I think Terence Crawford, if people knew how he really felt about social issues and things of that nature, I think a lot of people probably be turned off by Terence Crawford. And I have a feeling it'll be the people that's a little bit more far left. They'll probably be turned off by if Crawford was a little bit more opinionated. You know, remember back when COVID-19 came out, he was like, man, that shit ain't real. You know, so yeah. Other than that, man, they said that Errol Spence would be easy work. Man, Spence he got a lot of work to do, man, if this thing happens and when it happens. You know, he got a lot of proving to do. You know, he got a lot of shit, man. He got a lot of work to do. Derrick James came out and said it, man, we got a big task. You know, it's a big task. You know, Terence Crawford is a hell of a fighter. We got to be prepared. We got to be prepared to the best of our abilities to deal with this type of guy. But yeah, man, they have fake little rumor going around talking about the fight will be announced today. I'm getting so sick of that shit. You know, like I said, no more announcement type videos until it's officially announced. You're going to hear from those guys. I'm not about to come out with no bullshit, you know, because I'm getting tired of I'm tired of it as well. But I don't know. What is September 11th today? I don't know. How the fuck they go announce it, when they go announce it, I don't know. But whatever the case, Amir Khan feels that Errol Spence is easy work for Terence Bud Crawford. Crawford's a great back foot fighter. He's stopping guys in a variety of different ways. He got a variety of different punches. He's throwing in the fight. That's a really tough fight for Errol Spence, man. If I'm honest, it's a tough fight for him. You know, it's a tough fight. You know, he's still making rookie mistakes and shit. So it's a really tough fight for Spence. He's definitely the underdog. He's definitely the underdog for sure, despite him being the A-sided fighter, quote unquote, right? So yeah, it's a tough fight for this dude. It's gonna be interesting to see how he shows up to the fight when and if it happens. But tell me what you guys think, man. Amir Khan said Terence Crawford, Errol Spence is easy work for Terence Bud Crawford. And Terence Bud Crawford says that we gotta stop telling our kids they could be whatever they want to be when they grow up. Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.